morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the SATAL Recap. I'm your host, Moltar, and we've got a really good matchup today between the AIRTACC and Lock on Greece. In the Gold League, always exciting. Never know how these things are going to turn out, but man, oh man, does it feel good to be back and to bring sound into these videos. As always, thank you to Thrustmaster for making these videos possible. If you guys aren't familiar with Thrustmaster, have any questions or anything related to their gear, check out the links in the description below. But without further ado, let's check out the action, watch these guys depart, and see how they get on. Here we go. AIRTACC ingresses here in a very well done 4-ship wall. They launched simultaneous 120B actives, which can be a good thing, can be a bad thing, depends on how long this match goes on and how important that missile inventory is. But what it does do is it intimidates the opposite side. When you do things simultaneously and everybody's got launches coming on them, it's really hard to deal with. But here we go. Let's see how this whole thing shakes out. After that initial pass by AIRTACC, here's an overall picture of what's going on. AIRTACC is broken up into two ships, while Lock on Greece is isolated into more of a confined space. AIRTACC's Rage Infest and Leighton are down to the south, while Sig and Shadow are up to the north. Spooky, Scooby, Crazy Pony, and Skyron, meanwhile, for Lock on Greece, are all virtually on top of each other. Now, something that I want you guys to watch and pay attention to, because we're going to ride along here with Spooky and maybe Scooby, is that watch how lackadaisical or almost lazy, and I don't mean this to be critical, but this is what can happen when you don't defend aggressively. So just watch what happens to Rage Infest and Leighton as we ride along from Spooky's perspective. Spooky's already launched these two 120s, so be watching out in the distance for things to happen. Here we go. Now you'll notice right off the bat, Spooky's launched a 120 on Leighton over here to the right, but also up top, you can see the splash right there against Rage Infest. That was a previously launched 120 active by Spooky, so he's able to 2-for-1. There's the impact on Leighton. Leighton gets a 120 out in retaliation before that 120 impacts, and Spooky puts another one off to finish the job. But those early missiles, that lack of defense, is what causes AIRTACC to go down 2 more pilots in this round. Here we are, right after that Spooky, Scooby, and I really like their names, and I really like saying that. Engagement where Lock on Greece came out 2-0 in that particular sortie, or that particular standoff, what have you. And Spooky, again, is in perfect position. Look at Sig. Sig is coming in on Crazy Pony. Doesn't even see Spooky. Spooky's got a 120 already in the air. 6 miles. 6 miles above Sig. Perfect killing position. He could have waited a little bit longer to put this 120 out, but Sig is in a world of trouble. Let's see if he gets away from it. Here we are riding along with Sig. We can see the 120 coming in from the top left, 2 miles out. Still coming in, tons of energy. And he doesn't get away from it. It pops him right in the dome piece. But he doesn't go down and is able to take Spooky down in retaliation. F-15 meme machine for life. The damage model is the thing, my friends. So he gets hit, but is able to take Spooky down with him. After the last AIRTACC casualty, here we are riding along with Shadow. Shadow has some lag issues, so he does go into the ground, but he doesn't die. So he is the ground invading F-15, ladies and gentlemen. And with that lag out, that spells the end of this particular matchup. I don't have round one, unfortunately, because there was some track corruption, but Lock on Grease took it unopposed in round one, just like they did here. AIRTACC came in the same way, launched missiles early, and really using those missiles early and defending lacklusterly just spelled the end and spelled disaster for the AIRTACC side. So Lock on Grease wins it 2-0. I'll see you guys next Sunday or next Saturday, 1400 Zulu. See you then.